Yeah, thanks. Good to see you all again. Thanks for having me. Two things that I wanted to talk about this week. One, which we'll get to on the back end, is that we were able to announce our 2024 incoming class earlier last week. And so we're really excited about the two athletes we have joining us. And before we talk about them, I want to talk about the two seniors that we have leaving our program who are with us today. Casey Odell and Marissa Stockman. I'm huge on quotations. Our team knows this, but maybe people outside the program don't. But one that's been sitting in my mind for a while now has been this quotation by Calvin Coolidge. No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor has been the reward for what he gave. And when I think about these two and all the things that they've given to our program, it's honestly incredibly humbling. They're two of the most driven and dedicated athletes I've ever had the pleasure of working with in my entire career, and I'm honored that they came here to spend their time after their undergraduate careers to come spend their extra years of COVID eligibility with us at UND. They've given so much to this program, and they've taught so much to the young athletes on our team that I don't even know if everybody in our program will realize how much we'll miss them until they're gone. But everything they've done for us is just, it's incredible, and it's incredibly humbling. So thank you to both of them for spending their time with us and for being here. With that being said, we get to honor them tomorrow night, against NDSU in our senior night match, which what better opponent to play for our senior night to honor these two. We're really excited to go out there and have one last match where we get to watch these two in green and white representing UND. With that being said, we also have two new athletes joining us next year, Mariana Revere and Vanessa Washington, who will be joining us, both middle blockers. Mariana comes from the state of Michigan, where she's one of the top middle blockers in the state at 6'5", and is incredibly mobile and does a lot of really nice things on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And we're really excited for her because she's actually going to be joining us in January. So she's graduating from high school early and will be joining us next semester. So we'll have a nice chance to work with her for a lot of time before we start our fall season, and our fans will actually be able to see her in some of our spring competitions. Our other incoming 2024 athlete is Vanessa Washington, who comes to us from the great state of Georgia. And Vanessa, while not quite as tall as Mariana, is absolutely an impressive athlete. Before she committed, she jump touched at 10.6, which puts her on par to have the highest jump touch in the history of our program before she even arrives. To put that in perspective, Marissa touches 10.55. 10.5 and a half. So all of the incredible athleticism that we've seen in the middle third of the court over the last few years from the middles that we've had is only going to continue with these two athletes joining us next year. So really excited about the two that we have coming in, and even more excited to honor the two that will be playing their last match as UND Hawks.
Still got time to make it to 10-6.
Oh, I will. I'm here for the spring. I'm getting to at least 10-6 and a half before I leave.
There we go.
Do you feel like the seniors put you on a path, kind of capitalize on some of the fruits of their efforts, maybe even after they're gone?
Yeah, we've talked all year about the youth of our team. 11 of our 18 athletes are 19 years old or younger. I talked to Casey during her recruiting process. Said, hey, we might need more people that are older than the age of 20 next year, that have a few more miles under their belt. And I know that these two in particular have just been such phenomenal leaders for our team, and showing them not only what to do, but how to do it and how to compose themselves and carry themselves through great moments and then through tough moments as well. And so I know that their legacy is going to be felt for a really long time. And every championship that we win in the future is because of the work that they did for us in those last 2 years.
So you're talking about the youth, obviously, of this team, but what are you just going to maybe remember as a whole from this group this year?
I think just the connection and the ability to have each other's backs through good moments and through tough moments. There's been quite a lot of adversity in a lot of different ways, both with physical injuries, with different things happening in people's personal lives, and the fact that they've been able to stay together through all of that and continue to work incredibly hard. It's honestly really inspiring. I think there are definitely different points in the season where I think other teams would have checked out or found like, hey, now we can cruise. And this team has never stopped, and they've never stopped grinding, and they've never stopped growing and getting better, and they've never stopped looking after each other. And that's something that I'm so proud of them for doing.
What, don't take this the wrong way, but what have been maybe some of the factors the last few games that have prevented you from finding success down the stretch?
Yeah, I think there's just been the reality is that this conference is really good and every team's really good, and so you got to be at your best every moment to be able to have any sort of success. And when we've had different bumps in the road that have slowed us down, it's definitely put a maybe a harder climb in front of us when we've had to go out and battle against some of those teams. But at the same time, our team has been point for point with every single team that we've played, every single match this year. And so I think that's something they can hang their hats on for sure.
And there's still a lot of importance still with tomorrow. I just gotta talk about that.
Yeah, every match against NDSU is an important match, whether it's in the spring, whether it's in the fall, whether it counts for something or it doesn't. There's a sense of pride in being state champions here at North Dakota, and so we couldn't be more excited to have them as our last match for the season.